Everyone, welcome back to my channel. So today I'll be going through P6 Science Nan Hua paper for WA2. This is set in 2024 lah. So question 29, the diagram shows a plant cell, then they label A all the way until to D. Which of the two parts A and D are found in animal cells? So the best way to do this, right, is to label first. Okay, so you can see this one point to here, right, which is the outer boundary. So this is the cell wall. Okay, B will be this fluid filled space within the cell membrane and the nucleus. So this is actually the cytoplasm. Okay, C pointers to the largest thing over here. This is actually your nucleus. Okay, and D is this thing over here, which is found only in plant cell, and you can see a few of them, right? Okay, this is actually your chloroplasts. Okay, it's a site where photosynthesis takes place. So once you label everything, right, you'll realize that actually there's one thing that is not there, which is your cell membrane, which is this part over here, this boundary. Cell membrane is not being labeled. Okay, so then they ask you which one is only found in the animal cell. The one that is only found in the animal cells is only these three parts: cell membrane, cytoplasm, nucleus. So straight away is B and C, because the cell membrane is not being labeled. B and C. Okay, so you just only need to give the letters, okay, because they didn't ask you to name it. So what is part B? B is your cytoplasm. Okay, this part very pretty straightforward. So before we go into this part C, right? Part C, which is state the function of D, right? There can be many answers to this. Okay, so this is actually extracted out from the Cycle textbook. A Cycle P5 textbook. This P5 and P6 lah. Okay, so this is actually page 30. So this actually gives you a very nice description of the cell parts. The cytoplasm, then what is the function? Jelly-like substance where cell activity takes place. Cell membrane is actually the control the movement of substance in and out of the cell. So this actually is the cell parts and the function. Okay, so this part over here, this part highlighted in blue, actually the description. Okay, so the cell, okay, this is actually the description. Okay, blue color description, the red color is the one that is more important, the cell parts and the function. Okay, so nucleus, okay, control all activities within a cell. Okay, so then it also helps to contain information that can be passed down from parent to young. Okay, this is also one of the function. So cell wall is the parts, okay, found outside the cell membrane. This is description. Okay, so the main idea is to support and give the cells its shape, or some teachers may tell you that it maintains the shape of the cell. Okay, so chloroplasts, which is actually the structure that contain chlorophyll. Okay, again, this part is more like a description. Okay, it's a green pigment that traps sunlight to make food. Okay, wait, maybe this is more of a function. Okay, contain chloroplasts that trap sunlight to make food. Okay, so this really clearly line out what is the cell, what is the parts and the function. So whenever it comes to systems, right, parts and functions are very important. Actually the basis of how to study these topics, okay, for this portion. So I'll leave this here so you can take a good look at page 30, and I'm just going to give a little bit more elaboration on this. So this is actually what is happening for 2024 syllabus. So right now, the current batch that is taking PSLE 2025, you are still required to know the different parts and the functions of a cell and animal cell. So that means you need to know at least these 5 things. And these 5 things will still come out in this year exam. Okay, starting from students that's taking PSLE from 2026 onwards. Okay, you just need to know that cell is a basic unit of life. That means you just need to know this. Okay, you do not need to know the parts and the function, because it's no longer tested. So as to how this will come out in terms of assessment, this is my prediction. Okay, is that it will always come out in this format. Okay, they will just ask you maybe give you 2 animal, then they ask you what is a basic unit of life. Okay, so the answer is cell. Cell is a basic unit of life. So the answer is number 1. So this is actually how how the assessment item will appear like for this topic on cell. Okay, so the cell, the function of part D is actually pretty straightforward. So there are actually a few answers to it. So contain chlorophyll which traps sunlight, absorb or capture light to produce food, sugar or glucose. Food, sugar or glucose, they actually mean the same thing for the plant. So answer number 2, it can be chloroplasts that trap light for photosynthesis. So number 3, you can also say about to convert light into chemical potential energy in a form of food during photosynthesis. This part a bit quite rare because I think this part I haven't really seen students be able to get give answers in terms of the third one. And most of the time they choose 1 and 2 because that is more relevant to their textbook. 3 is also correct. Convert light into chemical potential energy as food during photosynthesis. So this is actually more about how to answer cell questions. So for this part, or at least until for the students that is taking PSLE in 2025. So let me just zoom out and then just scroll through so that you can take a look at this part. So this is 29 and this is the textbook for page 30. Okay, thank you very much.